Alright guys, so the Wolves go up 2-1 on the Lakers. LeBron went nuts, Luka was sick, and I mean literally sick, like he had an illness, and I loved Ant's game tonight. We'll get to that. The Magic win Game 3 on my Celtics, the Bucks win Game 3 on the Pacers. Also, there is a sponsor in this video, and also, after reading about how banged up the Nuggets are between Russ, MPJ, Gordon, I feel kind of bad for not talking about that at all in the last video. I mean, we did see MPJ with the thing on his shoulder. The Clippers still look great. Anyway, let's go to Lakers-Wolves. And I will say very nice things about Ant and the Wolves, but we just got to start here. I know what happened with Luka here. Like, clearly he has a stomach bug, illness, whatever. And of course, you hope he's all good, but also, like, geez, that's rough. I mean, the play we just saw was him trying to take Randall on a switch, and he couldn't get past him. Now, he was having some success for a little bit there in the fourth, going at Gobert a little, and he had that insane 3 over Randall, but for the most part, well, I know he had 7 assists and 8 rebounds. Yeah, that was a rough Luka game to watch. I mean, some bad defensive moments. I mean, they were just putting him in actions late there where Ant was either getting past him or using like a double to then make the next play, or Jaden's just driving right by him if he's a help defender, or, I mean, the worst one was when he got stripped by Gobert at the 3-point line, and then he committed a foul on Jaden on the other end. There was like a really bad turnover on a lob. There was one time the Wolves collapsed on him, and he took longer than he normally would to make the pass out to Reeves, and also the pass was just not right on target anyway. That was pretty rough, man. But yeah, this game from LeBron, like the threes went nuts, but he had to up the physicality at times. Like there were like some drives at Gobert. He had to just go through Naz Reid on one drive. He's still wrestling with Gobert or Naz or Randall on the other side all the time. Just a great LeBron game, man. He did drop the ball in that one play. We'll let him have that one. I mean, Reeves had like little moments attacking Conley or having some success with like, he kind of like hezzied Rudy to back up an extra step to get a pull-up 2 on him when Rudy was just dropping back on a screen. Also, Gobert, listen, I guess I'm one of the bigger Rudy Gobert defenders just off the back of like, I think his defensive impact is 99% of the time very positive. But with that said, Rudy, you got to grab some more rebounds, man, at the least. Like, I get it. Ant is not going to throw Gobert the ball unless he is so wide open underneath the basket that no one has a chance to get to him. But 3 rebounds, come on, man. I guess we can now go to Ant. So the 3 that he got Naz Reid in the fourth, where he went right at the Luka switch, the Lakers brought 2, he drove, pulled in a bunch of guys with him, and then pulled off this great kick-out pass to Naz Reid on the opposite wing for a 3. Before we talk about some more stuff, this video is sponsored by SeatGeek. So after the Magic won Game 3, we are now definitely going to have a Game 5 in Boston on April 29th. And with no disrespect to the Magic, I do expect the Celtics to be playing in round 2. If I wanted to go to those games or any games of these playoffs, whether it's a Celtics game or any NBA game, or any concert or music festival or sporting event, many things, then I would use SeatGeek as I have in the past, and it's always been a good time. And you can use my code FunkyDiabetic10 for 10% off your next order at SeatGeek, and that is whether you are a new customer or not. And no matter how many times you have used SeatGeek in the past, SeatGeek rates deals on a scale of 1 to 10. So look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. You can find my link in the pinned comment as well as the description of this video. One more time, SeatGeek, 10% off your next order. FunkyDiabetic 10, use it for a whole bunch of different things. The NBA playoffs are here. We're all having a good time. And if you want to go to a game, you can use SeatGeek. Good stuff. But yeah, Ant was putting Luka in actions. He got a 3 over him late there. Randall also just scored off of just being big and aggressive the whole game, as he continues to rewrite his playoff story up to this point. But back to Ant, really comfortable dealing with it in the second half. I mean, in any Jackson Hayes minute, they're putting Jackson Hayes in the action immediately, and it's 2 to him, and then whether it's just a kick to Randall for a 3 or a bunch of swing passes that become Jaden scoring, which, by the way, Jaden converted so many of his opportunities in catching drives or open 3s in this game. Or a play is going nowhere, so he's just going to take Luka in a one-on-one. And he could have had another one if Dante would have taken that 3 in the corner, where it was kind of funny seeing how mad Ant was going to get at Dante in that fourth. But yeah, that was an awesome Ant second half, especially, man. Like, combining just his skill and athleticism with just really reading the defense and anticipating. And, I mean, sure, if you want to go play-by-play, there were a couple of plays in there where I was like, oh, you had Randall for a second earlier, then you saw him, stuff like that. But overall, I really, really loved Ant's game. What are adjustments for the Lakers? Get Luka to be not sick, basically. I'm also wondering if we're going to see much of Jackson Hayes moving forward. Like, JJ's probably still going to play him a couple of minutes a game, but I don't know, man. So yeah, that was a good time. Now we can go on to the Magic and my Celtics, where the Celtics turned the ball over. They were slowed down enough by the Magic's switching physical defense. They committed some offensive fouls in retaliation to that physical defense. And this was from a bunch of things, whether it's Wendell switching onto Tatum or Jalen, whether it's Franz or Gary Harris or Paolo just playing good, solid defense on them, whether it's Anthony Black pressuring Pritchard to where he can't even get the ball up court, or Cole Anthony and Gary Harris like switching and then fronting the post on whoever ended up on Tatum as they tried to run the Tatum-Derek White two-man game, just making the Celtics as uncomfortable as they could. There was even a stretch in there. There was like a little 2-minute stretch where it felt like the Celtics, they couldn't get a screen, they couldn't run a DHO. There was just so much pressure on the court, just everywhere. And yeah, you expect that. It's game 3. It's must win. The Magic are a great defense. You knew this was going to happen. Just them playing really hard. I think the Celtics did still do them some favors with putting themselves in the mud a little bit on offense, maybe a little too ISO heavy, although as I say that, like, you know, Tatum got fouled on some 3-point attempts, whatever. But yeah, if you're looking for the recipe on how to kill the Celtics offense for a game, I mean, they committed 19 turnovers and they took 27 threes. There you go. The Magic took more threes than the Celtics in this game. That is a wild thing. I will also say with Paolo and Franz, besides the obvious of these guys are really good, man, Paolo is showing, in this series especially, the specific skill set for a guy at his position that is so valuable in the playoffs. Obviously, Paolo is not a perfect player yet. He's got to become a better shooter from 3 and from mid-range. But it's the skill set of, I want a certain matchup. I'm going to get my switch. I'm going to back this guy down. I'm going to be physical, and I'm going to force the defense to react. And then it's going to be spray out to somebody, whatever. Or he's even like driving at Horford on switches sometimes. Like just that size, that strength, able to manipulate it that way. That's the type of thing that can take you a long way in the playoffs. Obviously, the Magic do not have the team around him for all this right now, and also, again, he still is not a finished product. But yeah, that's a great sign. And I tell you, man, for all the nice things I say about, well, the Magic have to get the right team around these two, and when they do, it'll be great. Yeah, I'm also kind of scared of it as a Celtics fan. Like, at some point, I'm going to be seeing 27-year-old Paolo with proper shooting around him, and it's going to be something to deal with. So yeah, cool stuff. Do I have any concern for the Celtics the rest of the series? No. They should win the next game, and they should win Game 5. If the Magic pulled this off again, then we can start talking a bit. And then as far as Pacers-Bucks, I have not seen the game because I was watching Celtics-Magic, and then by the time Celtics-Magic was over, because it was a nail-biter down to the end there, the Celtics almost took it from them, the Pacers were already down by a bunch of points. So I promise you that I will take a look at what happened for the Bucks to get that lead, and then I will talk about it in the next video. I do know that Gary Trent went nuts. That's about all I got.